Welcome to the Lost and Home Podcast. My name is Scott.
And I'm Jeremiah.
And we are back for episode 352. I love saying the number because it's getting so big.
Yeah, it'd get big, yeah, but it's also just like 352 doesn't sound very special.
I think it's special because I'm doing the math in my head, and I think we're going to get 400. We're going to hit 400 around Halloween of next year.
That would make sense if we can stick to the weekly schedule like we should.
Or just change the numbering.
Yeah, we've done it before. We'll do it again.
We definitely changed the numbering before, but it made sense. There was a logical reason.
Here's the thing: like worst case scenario, we plug like 8 episodes into 1 week and just release some old shit.
I would do a re-release of an old interview. Me just at home recording on my laptop alone. Like I'll throw a 30-minute episode out. I'll just talk. I don't know about what, but I'll do a bill opening day where I just bitch about bills.
Yeah.
Fucking power bill, just grumble, and like every once in a while I just put in some country music because that feels right.
Damn straight. Darn tootin', I should say.
Darn tootin'. Well, we are back, and Jared, we have a surprise for the listeners. I think. Am I allowed to tell them that the theme song that they just heard?
Maybe. I hope so, yeah.
This is awkward, because if I'm talking about the theme song they just
heard, and it doesn't actually have the lyrics or vocals in it. It might have
the lyrics by the time they hear this.
I hope so. I think I've got next week pretty much free to actually work on it, which is, by the way, the next week, when I say that, is the week that I'm actually, before I release this that you're listening to. Anybody confused yet? So, yes, as we're recording this...
concept that we don't know what we're recording if they will hear it.
Yes. Exactly. And either you heard it, you either heard it or you didn't, and if you did, I hope you liked it, and if you didn't, well, next time.
Yeah, if you heard it and you heard lyrics, let us know what you think. Hit us up on Twitter at @TheLostAtHome. We're also on Facebook, but we almost never check that. Instagram, I do check that once in a while. It's Lost and Home Podcast everywhere you go look, including our website, which is lostandhomepodcast.com.
Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, it's a pretty website.
Yeah. Actually, I need to... I started updating our new episodes that launch on the website with a image of the poster of the movie that we picked for the show. I figured it was the best way of doing image picking if I'm not going to go crazy and do like a template.
Yeah.
So, I don't know if you've noticed that. I haven't done this past one yet. I think I'm 3 days behind. Work's been, work.
Work's been work.
Yeah, that's the new thing on the website, is if you see an episode, it'll be like episode 351, and you'll see the title, and then you'll see a movie poster, and that movie poster is your indication of the movie we talk about.
That's pretty sweet. I like that.
That way we don't have to muddy up the title either and include the movie name in the title or any shit like that.
Yeah. You get it straight from the pictures. People like looking at things on the internets these days.
That's why we did a vocal podcast.
That's right.
Because people love looking at things.
People looking at things. So listen up, folks.
Listen up, fuckface. We're doing a podcast here. And what is this podcast? Well, you might already know. I don't know. Do I explain it again?
This is a good one. We talk about movies, the little Scott movie hole. We tie that into a story, and then afterwards we do some web droppings, which is the weird news that falls through the cracks. So we talk about that, maybe spin it into new content, maybe not. We have a good time. Bing, bong, boom. I saw a better Bill Cosby. So.
Now, I did have a question for you. This was probably something that should have been handled off air, but in the future, I was thinking, should we flip the story to the beginning so it's almost like we're starting with web dropping?
Remember, that's originally how I thought we were going to do it, and then we decided to go with the way that you thought we should do it, which I've been okay with, but at the same time, I could see starting with the story and then saying this is what the movie. I think the reason we did it before is we were thinking that we would make the story like a sequel for it, and we kind of abandoned that immediately. So I think that was the only reason we had to switch that way. Yeah. By the way, this is how the sausage is made, folks.
Oh,
if you don't, by the way, the sausage that we don't even know if you've listened to or know what it is, because we're very confused about this episode as well. I have my cat looking at me now, too. Probably going to try to do some attacking, because it is about his dinner time. So I'll probably run off Mike pretty soon and go feed him so he doesn't try to eat our legs. But anyway, how the sausage is made, I think we try that out. We're still working through this.
All right, let's try that out. I'm going to do it this week. We're going to do...
we got until episode 500 400 to figure this out before we switch it up again.
Yep. I guess before we get into the actual web droppings then, because that will be how we start the show, we're going to do a mini hole real quick. This is a very, very, very small mini hole. I am just letting people know that SatanCon 2023 is happening April 28th through 30th in Boston.
Oh,
this is done by the Satanic Temple.
Right,
these
like
are the Crusaders for abortion rights.
Yeah, they're the
rights.
They're the good Satanists. Not that the Satanic Church is not necessarily like. It's not like bad, but they're more like these are the political,
Crusaders for our rights.
Yes, exactly. And this is the one that's like based in Salem, all that. Yeah.
So if you are free, April 28th through 30th, in Boston or the Boston area, this is going to be something to check out. I mean, honestly, it's close enough to us. I wouldn't mind going down.
Yeah,
and checking it out.
I've been wanting to get back down to Boston. I haven't been down there since pre-pandemic. Actually, it was right before the pandemic, 2019. I went down to see
this year.
To see Miss Elvira, Mistress of the Dark, in 2019.
She might be a Satan Gone.
Yeah,
we don't know.
Never know.
Oh yeah, I want to see the guest list for Satan Gone.
I'm actually curious what exactly it is. But
it's an easy to find thing online. So go find thing.
Go find thing.
That's all I really have for a mini hole. There was an update hole last week. We talked about the trailer for the movie Glorious.
Yep.
With J.K. Simmons and what's his name from True Blood? I can never remember that fucker's name.
I don't know. Yeah, he's got
It looked amazing. It looks so good. It is on Shudder.
Big surprise because Shudder gets awesome shit.
Shudder.
Yeah.
Go to Shudder and watch it. We haven't watched it yet because Jared and I kind of want to watch it together.
Yeah.
And we haven't figured out how to do that yet.
Yeah, I know. Like we're like,
I'm thinking next weekend.
Do I need HDMI or like
next
what?
weekend you come over?
Yeah, because next weekend I'm finally I think through all my summer obligations after.
I think Barlow might even be free that weekend. We might be able to have a little get together.
We should a little spooky movie club get.
Might be the last time to use a projector outdoors too with the weather the way it's dropping.
Yeah, that's true. It might be tough to get those nice late night outdoors ones. So
yeah, let's see if weather abides. Otherwise, I say fuck it, just do it indoors. Who cares?
Yeah. Plan on it anyway, rain or shine, right? So or cold or warm.
All right. So without further ado, we're gonna get into web droppings with my first story, and this is a good one because I have two, and these two are related to each other. And they both fully influenced my choice in movie, which was something I had planned on watching for a long time. Actually, did watch part of it at one point in time, and finally finished. So I'm very proud of myself for finishing something I've started. All right, first story is Dead Spider Experiments, Necrorobotics Researchers at Rice University Unnerving the Internet. Necrorobotics is the creation of a robot using dead things. And what they basically did is they saw a spider laying on the floor of their lab one day, and they saw that it was on its back with all of its legs curled into its belly. And they thought about it, why did those legs curl in? Well, they looked inside of the spider and figured out it doesn't have tendons and muscles and stuff like we do. It basically works on hydraulics, liquid hydraulics. So as it dehydrated, the liquid hydraulics all curled in.
Yeah.
They all compressed, so it made that little shape. So they managed to figure out a system of basically pumping new hydraulic fluid through a dead spider's legs and using like a marionette kind of harness to get its legs to all move and stuff. So they have a dead spider and it looks like it's walking and they're marionetting it.
Yeah, it's funny. I was actually just watching. I've gotten really into speculative biology videos on YouTube.
Oh shit, it's a slippery slope
because it's just
actually Earth's flat.
Yeah,
no, this is from that to flat Earth.
Yeah,
it's
exactly. Immediately.
Yeah.
It's just but the speculative biology stuff is actually some this one channel called Curious Archives, and it's actually them just going through Subnautica or these essentially things that already exist, and then kind of explaining some of the fun stuff. So some art books that are all about speculative biology, and they were just mentioning something about there was some game or something like that had essentially some animal that had almost hydraulics in their legs to make up for the atmospheric pressure or the gravity on this weird fake planet.
Yep.
And they were and it's actually not that far out of the way because a lot of spiders essentially use the whole system of hydraulics for their walking. So very cool. So I just barely learned about that.
My second story, which is intertwined with the first, is Frankenstein. No, but researchers on zombie pigs. Oh, and I just got a paywall on my thing. There we go. No, but research on zombie pigs raises life or death ethical questions. And this comes out of Yale University. They are doing studies on dead pigs, not to revitalize the brain, let that fucker stay dead, but to make the other organs come back to life.
Yeah.
And they have managed to, through a series of injections of fluids, electricity, kind of Frankenstein-y the way they're doing this. They've gotten the heart to beat again, the liver to metabolize, and the kidneys to function.
That's
completely
crazy.
Dead animal.
That's pretty crazy.
Basically saying, fuck that brain, we can do it better, we got a lab.
Yeah.
Yale. We also have secret societies, and we're kind of rapey.
Yeah.
Yale.
Yep.
Now we got zombie pigs. Yale. So, both of these stories led me to go back and finally finish watching the movie Zoombies.
That is zoo and moombies.
Zoo and zombies.
Zombies and zoo. Good for them. Yeah, I thought, like, I almost chose this movie. This is actually, I think, like the third week in a row, third show in a row where we've done some, like, animal-based, like, horror movie, which I don't mind because I fucking love that subgenre. And actually, it was the first one I did two shows ago, or actually, I guess it would be 3 or 4 shows. But my first one, I almost chose Zoombies because I wasn't sure if I'd seen it. I was like, but I got it mixed up with Zombievers, which I have seen, and I realized after reading your stuff that I've not seen Zoombies, and I could have picked it, but I'm glad I didn't because it seems like it fits your story more than it would have mine.
Yeah, I did actually. I did Zoombies and Zoombies 2. There's also a spin-off film that's in the Zombie CU. The ZCU, the Zombie Connective Universe.
Yep.
Aquarium of the Dead, which is just a water-based spin-off. No zoo. Aquarium.
Yeah, which aquarium is a zoo of the sea.
Yep. So I watched Zoombies and Zoombies 2. Zoombies 2, by the way, a prequel to Zoombies.
Okay, good. So you get the backstory for like a ridiculous.
It didn't need backstory.
Yeah. I was gonna say, pretty sure like you get it. Yeah.
Yep. So Zoombies is a 2016 American made-for-television. This was Sci-Fi Channel, by the way.
Yeah.
Science fiction action horror film. I like that it has that much of a title. Directed by Glenn R. Miller. I did look up Glenn R. Miller, the director, because
not the Glenn Miller of the old swing days.
I had to figure out who this dude was, what he's about. He has made some fucking weird movies. He made a kids movie about kittens saving Christmas called Santa Claus. Claus, Claws.
I've seen it. It was terrible, yeah.
Well, I thought it was going to be a horror movie about Christmas called Santa Claus, like Santa has claws.
Yep.
Because he does horror movies. And then I went to it, and it's like an adorable, like 3 kittens in a brown paper bag.
Yeah, but they talk.
And
I actually saw that around Christmas because it just like popped on automatically when I was at my dad's place. And we're just like, fuck it, let's watch it. It's very terrible. It deserves its like 2 on IMDb, but it's also adorable kittens. So I'm like, it can only be so bad. Like there's cute kittens in there. I don't like. I just
one of these cats just keeps saying the N-word. Yeah. But in like a cute, like they actually hired child actors to do the voices.
Oh,
so it's extra
they didn't just pitch somebody up like bullshit like that. Yeah.
I want to save Christmas. I don't think I can. Just like beep.
Why didn't they just rewrite it? They beeped it.
They beeped it after.
Yeah. Oh, budget. Yep. It's all about the budget.
So this director, this is his Zoombies is not his best movie. 15% on Rotten Tomatoes. Zoombies 2 was his highest Rotten Tomatoes rating at 38%.
Wow.
And I've watched both of these movies.
You did.
Which one did you prefer? Why there's such a disparity in a Rotten Tomatoes rating. They're both 15% movies. Why is this one 38? Like, I guess the lead in the second one is hot?
Okay, that actually could account for about 25
but she doesn't get naked or any. It was made for Sci-Fi Channel, so it's still PG-13.
But that's enough to get 20. That's enough to bump 25 points or 23 points on there.
I don't know. I actually looked her up to see if she was in other films, like better movies, where she was maybe taking off clothes or just being hot in a better movie. All of her movies are straight trash.
Okay.
She is a dumpster fire of an agent.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
got another movie for you.
Making
this
one's
money. Santa Claus.
Yeah. It's a little bit racially controversial.
Well, the kids, they saved Christmas.
Yeah,
we got shut down hard by the black community.
Yeah, that's right. It turns out this was having. Oh God, no! I gotta stop.
Yeah. So here's the plot synopsis of the movie. The story follows a small staff and some visitors to a soon-to-be-opened zoo, which is actually a... Actually, here, I've got 2 descriptions. That one's the Wikipedia one that's very short. I actually cut and pasted the IMDb one. I like this one better. Not quite ready to open its gates to the public, the endangered species-oriented Eden Wildlife Zoo receives a group of college students who apply for zoology internships. But an ill monkey will soon lead to a virulent contamination as the deadly disease that starts to infect the animals one by one, turning them into ravenous undead predators. Now it's up to Dr. Ellen Rogers and her skeleton crew to fight the virus and the zoo's zombified inhabitants before they escape. Are humans next in the long list of endangered species? Question mark. What I love is
are we?
They reiterate this within the first and second movie is that it bit me. Don't worry, the virus only affects animals. Completely disregarding the fact that we are animals. Our biology is not that different from the little capuchin monkeys they show at the beginning of the movie.
Yeah, a lot of people are just like, I'm not an animal, I'm human. I'm like,
yeah, that thought process was a plot point.
King Philip came over from Great Spain, motherfucker. Kingdom Phylum,
And the
rest.
The prequel is about poachers in a preserve, and that's where the virus first appeared. And I love that it started with, I believe, meerkats? Yeah, meerkats. Meerkats, cute. We learned in this movie, one meerkat can bite off 3 fingers in one chop. Pretty sure a meerkat's head is about the size of a silver dollar.
Yeah.
Not really getting how it bites 3 fingers off in one bite, but it's a fun movie.
Yeah. Fuck it.
So, bad acting, bad special effects. It's exactly what you expect from a sci-fi channel movie. Think Lavalantula, Sharktopus, Sharknado.
Yeah.
It falls right in those categories.
Which I love. I love that style of movie. We were talking about that.
Yeah,
like, where
I love
you could just put it on in the background. Like when you just, to me, they're comfort movies where you're just like, I want something where my brain just turns to mush. And maybe that's what like a lot of people like in a lot of their movies, but this is like specifically like the best / worst of those.
Yeah,
and you don't care how bad it is. And then every once in a while you look up and you see the worst CGI you've ever seen in your life.
Good because it's
hilarious.
So bad.
Yes, yeah.
I got some of those in my highlights and most disturbing lists coming up.
Okay, good.
But yeah, overall, these movies are fun to watch. I would recommend them. I'm going to say that right off the bat. But you just need to know when you're going in, you're watching a cheap-ass, low-budget movie. These are under $400,000, these movies. That's their budgets.
Yeah.
So these are cheap. And I'd like to point out the fact that I mentioned Sharktopus 2 minutes ago.
Yeah.
This movie is made by The Asylum Studios, and so is Sharktopus. And if you go back to episode 104 of this show, we spoke to David Michael Lott, who is the owner, essentially, of the Asylum Studios.
Yeah.
And we got a great interview with him, if you want to go back to episode 104.
And his whole thing is just, I remember and I'm sure this is the same to this day, like in that interview, he mentioned that like literally not a single one of their movies had ever lost money because the whole point of their movies is to confuse grandmothers who don't know that Triassic Park is not Jurassic Park, and they release it around the exact same time the new Jurassic Park movie comes out, and then this poor grandmother goes in and just assumes she found Jurassic Park that's still in theaters in a bin in at a grocery store for $2.99, and she's gonna make her grandson so happy. And then the grandson has to go, "Oh, grandma, wow, great!" and then watches it and probably has her life changed by an amazing movie.
I'm so glad you said that because the director Glenn Miller, his next movie coming out is called Top Gunner.
Yes, the Danger Zone. Yes,
and it is a sequel to a
2020
movie with Eric Roberts called Top Gunner.
Top Gunner, yeah. Oh my God, this is so great. Yeah, so like grandma's gonna be in like, I remember you like those Top Gunner movies, Stevie. Yeah. Like, here's this a new one I think you probably didn't even know existed. Yeah, that's right. Who needs Tom Cruise when you got Eric Roberts, right? That's, I think, what everybody usually says about Eric Roberts and Tom Cruise. Probably.
I couldn't picture Eric Roberts in my head right now if you paid me. Like,
I can picture him right now.
I can't picture his face.
He actually, used to have I don't want to say a lucrative career whatsoever, but like he played in some legit movies.
He's a Roberts.
He's one of the Roberts.
I did look up Glenn Miller's entire filmography, and he did do a movie called The Bell Witch Haunting, which was actually not that bad, even though it has very low ratings.
And I'm sure it's probably like a Blair Witch Project type thing, but also The Bell Witch is an actual like like an actual
it's a mythology kind of thing.
A little folklore, a little haunting, supernatural folklore.
Yeah, urban legend. It was okay. I enjoyed the Bell Witch thing. Yeah, it was okay. I'm not going to say go out and watch it, but it was a watch. It was. I
think like if you're like a horror, super horror aficionado, and you want some that kind of stuff, it's probably not.
If you've run out of horror movies,
yeah. Which, by the way,
they only make 1,000 a year.
Yeah, and a lot of really good ones. Like I can't keep up with all the good ones. I don't watch like a ton of movies, but I definitely watch.
They release more horror movies than any other genre, I swear, per year.
Well, it's still like the cheapest. It's still the cheapest genre to make, and also you don't need star power to actually create like a big movie.
Yep.
Whereas in a lot of other movies, it's like, oh, I'm going to watch an adventure movie with Eric Roberts' intern.
Yeah, they try to sell me on like a James Bond type film, but yeah, it's Eric Roberts' intern. I'm not going to watch it. But if you show me on a James Bond type movie with, I don't know, Ryan Reynolds, I'm like, all right, fine, I'm in.
Yeah, they're the reason like they pay The Rock a lot of money because they're like, oh, this is like just another throwaway formulaic movie, and it's like watching
a horror movie. I don't care who's in it.
Exactly.
Do not care.
Those can make and break.
If you tell me The Rock is in the next Saw movie, I might not watch it. Dude, I mean, that sounds bad. I don't want star power in a small horror movie.
Yeah, especially
it's distracting.
Especially when you get like when we get toward like the found footage genre, there's all these arguments about like anytime like they get anybody who's even been in another movie like recognized in a found footage movie, you're like you're taking me out of it.
They have to play themselves.
This is new.
And was that Chris Kattan?
Yes.
Oh yeah. No, it is. Yeah. Chris Kattan is literally a date. Chris, run, Chris, fucking kill him.
I hate your stupid little chimp character on SNL.
Fucking kill him.
Fucking kill Chris Kattan. I didn't even know. I thought you were already dead.
I'm famous actor Chris Kattan. The Bell Witch is after me. No. Know about what? You're not a famous actor.
You're not a famous actor.
And we're going to let the witch kill you.
Yeah. Wait. Is this movie supposed to take place in 1997? Because then I could maybe call you a famous actor.
Is this found footage 1997? He's saying it in the found footage. How do you know this footage will ever be found? And why are you talking about the year like you don't know what it is? Is this a 1977 found footage movie but made in 2005? If I look at the top corner of the screen right now, does the VCR say it?
Yeah. This guy like tracking and all this kind of stuff.
And the date up in the corner.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, he's looking up at it. Yeah. Oh, there it is. Yeah, 1997.
Okay, maybe I do want a found footage movie with Chris Kattan that's extremely meta.
Extremely meta, even more than the actual found footage movie. I actually was shooting some...
I want somebody to get killed and they like rewind the tape and then do it different.
Yeah.
Like, if you go in that door, you'll die. Nah, fuck you, I'm going through that door. Bye, Chris. Yeah. And then all of a sudden, blood just shoots through the door. Like, that was Chris Kattan. And they rewind the tape and then he goes to the door like, I'm going to go through a door. Yeah. No. We know... Don't. Chris
Kattan, don't. Yeah, there's
and
like this one
all powerful. Goes ahead of him, and then the cat squirts blood out.
So it's almost like those movies where, like, remember? Of course you do. Where, like Final Girls, where like there's like somebody in there that knows it's a movie, but the rest are like obviously in the movie. So it's like somebody gets essentially sucked into a found footage movie, but they know it essentially, and they're like they try to correct it and make it so it's. But of course, then new crazy shit happens, and then they're suddenly in a brand new found footage movie, and that's the found footage movie. I was
okay. I'm digging this layered meta found footage movie. Chris Kattan's going to be in it.
Chris Kattan's got to be in it. Like, I also think you can get him for like $40 right now. I think he could. I think he'd
do a cameo. Yeah, he's just he like says your name like Scott. Yeah, does the monkey character thing, but doesn't say anything else, even though you wrote him a script.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. Well,
you didn't read the cameo. Yes, I did. I read it as my most famous and popular character.
We just won't. Yeah,
don't dipshit the monkey from SNL.
Yeah, he won't even have to have any real lines, which means we can get him for background character rates, and that's great. And we just pay him with craft services.
Shit, how cheap do you think? We've talked about getting some cameos for the show, like to do skits and commercials and stuff. How much? He's probably like $1 on Cameo.
Yeah, like clearance.
Like it gives
Cameo
you
clearance.
Yeah. Your Venmo goes up $5 after you ask Chris Kattan to do something.
Well, you're gonna spread it on your social guys, right?
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, hey, remember Night at the Roxbury? I think I was in that. Wasn't I?
We could probably get him for the show.
Yeah, just don't listen to this one, Chris. All in good fun, buddy. Actually, when I was last year or the year before, I was at my sister's place. It's like a like kind of farmhouse area, and my nephew wanted to like shoot like a fake horror movie. So I was just running around with the iPhone and making it seem like as crazy, like gonna throw up. Found footage-y, and then every once in a while I would just have him yell to the camera, found footage! Yep. Like as you're like panning to nothing, like running away from nothing, like, oh my god, there it is, and making it as jarring as possible so you don't actually have to put any creature effects in it whatsoever.
I think the camcorder thing, like where like we talked about Chris Kattan pointing up at the thing.
Yeah, you're clearly reading it.
It should also just say found footage next to it. Like just like
as you're recording, it says found footage.
Well, you mentioned the other day not another teen movie and how parody movies aren't that good anymore.
No,
they don't really exist.
That was like the last of that run where they had like scary movie.
Found footage the movie. Yeah, it's not another found footage movie.
Yeah, which would essentially be a Scary Movie 19. It would just be all found footage style, which they may have already done one. Like I'm sure they've already done like. They've certainly parodied like Blair Witch and stuff, but like
here, if you can talk for like 30 seconds, I will Google.
Like a pure found footage parody movie, that definitely would be pretty niche because it has to have people who understand all the tropes of found footage so well. And again, the actual movie Found Footage 3D, anybody who hasn't seen that should check that out.
On YouTube, there is something literally called Craigslist 2014, a found footage parody, 45 minutes long by Chan Walrus.
Oh, I'm going to check it out.
Found footage, free full comedy movie on YouTube, hour and 33 minutes. So we're not the first people to think about this.
I can't imagine. I mean, I also imagine there's been plenty of found footage parody stuff in the scary movies.
The 20 best found footage mockumentary horror films?
Well, but those are mockumentaries. So those would be those might not be parody mockumentaries. Those are just like...
Oh, yeah, these don't count. Lake Mungo, Blair Witch Project.
Those are those are like the sub-genre of mockumentary, which is a type of found footage.
Found Footage 3D hits number 20 on that list, though, which you liked.
Yeah, I really like that. That's a good meta one. Also, what's the what's the Japanese one? Starts with a K. Really good. I don't know. Anyway.
I don't know, but let's get back to Zoombies.
Yes, Zoombies. Cool. Zoombies and Zoombies 2.
So I've got my most disturbing list. This is some of the gore that I really liked. Zombie monkey rips woman's eyes out and then throws them at a dude. Fucking loved it. I like that she's like screaming, good special effects with no eyes, and literally the little dickhead fucking zombie monkey literally just throws the eyeballs at a guy.
That's pretty sweet. Hey man, that's like using the tools of your surroundings like monkeys are used to doing. You're like, I have this thing. I'm not going to let it go to waste. I'm going to use this thing now as a projectile.
There was a great callback to Alien and Aliens and Alien 3 and Alien Covenant and Prometheus with a zombie monkey chest bursting.
He just took Alien Resurrection right out of there? Okay.
Yes, and Aliens vs. Predator, Requiem, and Aliens vs. Predator.
Yeah, okay. Taking a handful out.
just cherry picking that list.
Yeah.
We got my favorite part of this movie. The zombie giraffes grab a man by his arms, two of them grab each arm, lift the guy up as high as zombie giraffes' heads go, 30, 40 feet up in the air, and they kind of like tug on him back and forth. And I just loved it. And there's a girl in the tree screaming at this, and after they kill him fully, they grab her, one of them does, by the scruff of her neck and hold her in the air. And then a guy and a girl, like security guard at the zoo, start shooting at the giraffe's head that's holding her in its mouth with a shotgun and a pistol.
Holy shit.
To kill the head and get it to drop her. They manage to explode the giraffe's head without hitting her with a single shotgun pellet or pistol shot. And she falls the 30 to 40 feet from up in the air where a giraffe's head would be and just lands on the ground and is fine. I love the reckless abandon of plot, logic, reality, consequences. This movie doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah, I like it.
It's just pure fun.
I'm gonna check out definitely the first one because it seems like a good. Again, like every once in a while, I'm just like I want to watch something, but I don't want to like watch something that I'm even gonna like.
You can't sit down and just watch this. It's gotta kind of be. You got to do something else.
Well, that's exactly what I want. Like occasionally, I'm just like, oh, I've got this other stuff. Like I've got something I browse on my phone, or I want to like make some notes on something, or I want to like do like a little bit of like jotting down some work stuff. And I'm like, if I can like at night put this on in the background and just pay attention when I need to.
Art while it's on.
Oh, that's a great one actually. One of my favorite things to do is like up in my art room, I just plop something on my freaking iPad. Usually they're like 80s horror movies, slashers, anything that's like if it's over a 5 on IMDb, I don't watch it while I'm doing art because I'm like, I want something that I can hear. And I actually thought about getting like a little mini projector for up in my art room, so I just project it literally on the wall in front of me.
Yep.
So as I'm drawing, because it really gives the atmosphere. You and I both like to do some horror related art stuff, and when you're in that mindset, having like projector style shit movies on, or just fun like gritty little 80s stuff.
I agree, 100%.
Yeah, it's all about the atmosphere, so yeah.
I carried over the gruesome stuff into the second movie. I really enjoyed a zombie rhino impaling a dude with its horn. Like, that was just great. It was fun to watch. The zombie anteater, which we all know zombie anteater is like a normal anteater. It has a long snout with a little specialized tongue that goes into ant hives. Yeah. And this one gores through a man's rib cage and eats his heart. I don't know how. I guess if you just force its face into a chest hard enough, it gets in there eventually.
Yeah.
But that was kind of an epic scene. It kept eating his insides through the hole it made until they shot its head off, of course. Zoombies follow zombie rules. Headshots.
Oh, okay. So like even I mean, I guess all animals will die with a shot in the head. I was gonna say even those that like might be like too tough to kill.
Like a zombie squirrel. If you shoot it with a shotgun, it's now zombie squirrel paste.
Yeah,
like it doesn't matter if you get the headshot or not. It's not doing anything.
It's gotta make it to its head. Like it's gotta blow the whole thing up.
Well, even if the head's intact, it's got no body. Like.
Yeah, as we're talking, I'm trying to type zombie rhino into Midjourney, see what comes up anyway.
Okay.
Yeah.
One of my favorite things, and this is moving on to highlights now. The CG and the practical effects, because there are both in this film, do not match, and they didn't even try to make it match. There's a scene where a gorilla is being introduced, not a zombie, just a normal gorilla. It comes out of the enclosure as a CG gorilla. Then you see it close up, and it's talking to the little girl in sign language. They don't even look slightly the same.
Yeah.
They didn't even try to make the CG one look like the puppet or the man in the suit,
or
vice versa.
And I'm guessing even
close.
Separate CG scenes were probably done by like two different teams.
They look like different species
that
of
were
animal.
Probably they didn't even show them we don't have enough money for character designers to actually create spec sheets to how you can do it. Make a monkey, and this guy, you also make a monkey, but he's doing this, and they're literally one's a chimpanzee and the other one's an ape.
Oh, they look like completely different species.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was amazing.
A gorilla, I should say, not an ape. Chimpanzee is an ape.
Highlight of the movie, Zombie Koala was amazing, and the scene where the girl kills it with the bat was great because they did one of those things where you don't see it happen.
Yeah.
But you see the aftermath, and it's just a little girl covered in blood holding a baseball bat, and she's just shaking and goes, I had to kill it, or something like that. It was one of the actually creepy parts of the movie.
Sweet.
It was good. The koala scene, A+ horror, one of the shining moments of the film. Another shining point of the film was when the parrots became zombies. They could still talk like parrots do, but they were like, you're all gonna die! You're all gonna die! As parrots. Yeah. And I was like, so they learned how to talk, mimicked humans, became zombies, didn't mimic humans, just started saying evil shit that came out of their own brains.
Yeah, hey man, it's fucking zombie logic.
And I wish people at home could see me do this, but there's two people holding parrots at one point, and they're struggling with the parrots, trying to eat them, but they're just holding the parrots.
Yeah, of course.
They're not really lunging at them, because when you hold a bird, you have all the power.
Yeah, I'm guessing
the bird can't come at you anymore.
Yeah, and I'm guessing even when you're and they're clearly their mime work is probably not so great that it's that convincing.
Yeah, well, they do the thing where they're about to get attacked by these birds they're holding their hands, and then they finally overcome the birds at the exact same time where she rips hers into pieces, and then the guy grabs his by the beak and rips the beak off the face. Nice. And it was I've never seen a bird's beak getting ripped off before. And it wasn't even done well.
We've talked about de-beaking a lot today so far. Yeah, this is the third time it's come up.
I also like that when the SWAT team arrives to help them, they're using animal trackers, the animal tracking software that shows where all the animals are in the zoo because they're all chipped. They use it to watch the squad go through Alien again, seeing the little dots and the movements. Those SWAT team members aren't chipped in the animal tracking system, so how the fuck do they see them?
Yeah.
Just a bit of bad writing.
Yeah. I mean, it's Zoombies.
The main building used
had no rewrites. It probably was first fucking draft.
Yeah.
Straight, no storyboarding, straight to the camera.
The main building that you see in most of the film, the administrative building where they hide and they do stuff and they're doing everything, it's the same building they used for Biodome.
Oh, wow, that's cool.
Yep. That's a little fun fact for you.
For those folks from, you mean the 1990s Polystar
movie
Biodome.
Oh, no, the 2020
reboot. the gritty reboot.
The Biodome cinematic universe.
The gritty reboot with Idris Elba.
Yeah. I was gonna say, there's only one Biodome movie, dude.
I am the weasel.
Idris Elba is the weasel.
I don't know why he said mate. He's British, but yeah.
Mate. Well, he plays in Australia.
He's a black man playing in Australia.
Brendan Fraser's back, but he plays the caveman from the other movie.
Well, yeah, exactly. Yes, exactly. He's Encino Man, of course.
He's Encino Man in the Biodome with Idris Elba.
It's a crossover, but also he's like father of Encino Man. So he comes in and he's boring Encino Man. And he's got a punk kid because that new punk kid.
He's got the literal gut that he has now in real life.
Yeah, no, that's exactly. Explain the fact that he's old and Idris Elba, is not, even though he is, but he's actually in cool shape and everything like that. And so he's hey, Square. He's hey, man, don't call me Square. I've been around a long time, and I'm Encino Man. But here's my son. He is on a skateboard. That's what cool kids do still nowadays, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, he's going to skate around the thing and be all rebellious.
Oh, yeah, don't have a cowman, stuff like that.
Ah, cowbunga.
Yeah, we're right back to 1996 when Biodome came out.
Speaking of 1996, this is trivia. This is fun for everyone. You can bring this up at a party. Put this one in your back pocket and save it for the day you need it, because someday you will. Matthew Lillard is in this fucking movie.
Really? I actually just watched the entire Scream franchise.
There is a scene where a giraffe is biting someone's arm, and it's a very clear hand puppet. That hand in that puppet is Matthew Lillard.
Why?
He is friends with the director, and he came on set to check it out.
That's
they
so
let
great.
him be the puppet in one scene.
That's so funny, man. It's like,
So Matthew Lillard may not be credited in the end credits, but he's a fucking giraffe in Zoombies.
That's pretty fucking great, actually. I do like that, especially I just got done watching like the entire Scream franchise straight through, pretty much, not in a single sitting. And then, of course, there's Hackers. I'm thinking of Matthew Lillard, right? I'm thinking of the right guy.
Yeah, Lillard's in one.
Biodome did
He's
come out
only
in
in one.
1996. I pulled that out of my ass. It really did come
Actually,
out in
no.
96.
Wait, isn't Lillard in the new one?
No, just in number one. Skeet Ulrich was in the new one.
Skeet Ulrich was in the new one.
He came back and they de-aged him and stuff, yeah.
Yeah, they do a good job of de-aging.
I assume that they de-aged
That's the
him.
best thing that
I assume they de-aged him and didn't deep fake him. It seemed like it was de-aging.
It's the best thing that Disney and the MCU gave us as a culture is they got the de-aging technology down.
Yeah,
since they got it down, everyone else has it down.
Yeah, and make it, yeah.
Yeah, they do a good job. And Disney didn't make Scream, but
but
technology definitely came from them.
Yeah, and like they've been, and what was the Irishman was another big use of it because they had to de-age like most of the I think staff.
I do not hate de-aging when it's done well. Like when you don't even fucking notice that it's computer. Like
And
Skeet Ulrich looked like he maybe just never aged a day.
It actually, I will say, was a little uncanny. When I saw he was in the movie, I was expecting there to be like some kind of I don't know, like some flashback or something. So they had to technically credit him. But then when he actually saw him, like
heard with new flashback would. The emphasis on the word back.
Flash forward, flashback. Yeah, well, because I was thinking flash forward, and I'm like, no, that's flashback. Yeah, it would be like a flashback when just using the.
Now you can't stop saying
No, it's the only way I can say flashback now. Flashback. I'm gonna actually.
I didn't mean to pick on you, but it was so noticeable that you threw that emphasis on the second half of it.
Flashback. Yeah, but yeah, though I was impressed by it as well because I assumed they were just going to throw in an old scene from the original movie.
We've had talks before on this show about how in the future actors are going to just scan themselves, and then you're going to be able to have like Bruce Willis in the 2099 release of Die Hard 27.
Yeah, well, they're essentially not going to need. They're still people are still going to want new actors, but they're not going to need them. So they're not going to need to recast anybody for anything. They're like, we can just throw this person in that movie because deepfake technology is so good that we can.
And I wonder how good they can get it using old footage and stuff. Like, I would love to see a remake of Halloween 2, say, with Jamie Lee Curtis. De-age being the same age, like do what they're doing with the new ones, where it diverges at 2, and becomes a new timeline.
Yep.
Diverge again, do another timeline, but keep it in that same time period. Don't jump to 2027.
Yeah, we're talking the 70s again.
Stay in the 70s.
70s, maybe early 80s.
Jamie Lee Curtis is in that fucking movie, and she's still 20. Just keep that story going by doing another timeline, but de-aging.
Yeah.
I'm saying it could be done. I think it could be done.
Oh, that's right, because essentially we now don't have all that fill-in material because the new ones take place so far after.
Yep.
And it takes place in current time.
Get another divergent timeline, because as we've
but
discussed,
the other
Halloween
stuff is not canonical.
Crazy.
Yes, right, yeah. I know.
It's like 5 timelines.
I almost, I actually was thinking about restarting that and veering off into the H2O timeline, because I haven't seen H2O in a long time.
I could probably redo that again.
I feel, and that one, I just remember that would be fun. It wasn't good, but it was fun.
I like that Marvel introduced the multiverse and started making things a little confusing, and still the Halloween multiverse is a little more confusing.
Yeah, we fucking confuse motherfuckers first, bitches.
The HCU.
Yeah, yep, that's it.
Halloween Connected Universe.
Yep.
And also they're making, a new one this October. We hopefully will get back Mike Myers.
Hey, we can
hopefully.
we can play him back his promise in the last interview when he said he would come back. So it would be great. It would be ridiculous for us to
cold call him with your phone playing the promise into my phone for him to hear.
You told us, motherfucker.
I got his phone number. I can fuck with him.
That's a way. That's a way to get guests. But yeah, I know we usually get him like shortly after he's gone on like a lot of his.
We do after
tours.
the movie comes out.
Like give him some breathing room so we don't feel like we're breathing down his neck.
He doesn't have screener privileges either to give us screeners.
Yeah,
so we have to wait for like the 15th or 18th when it comes.
Yeah, when it comes out, but at least it is actually dropping on Peacock same day. Yeah, so
second week of October. That's all I know.
Yep. So we should have time to do that, watch it while he gets. Yeah, but he said it would be ridiculous for us to get him for the first two and then not the last one. I mean, this is Halloween.
He seems to enjoy himself. Yeah, we have good interviews with him.
I would like to see how he feels about the entire thing being wrapped up and where it's going and what he feels about if they were to. Anyway, we'll figure out.
We'll do this episode later.
We'll do the actual one. Let's just do a mock interview right now. Hey, I'm James Jude Courtney. I'm in better shape than you, even though I'm twice your age. How do you like that, motherfucker?
Yeah, he can bench us.
Oh, dude,
he's like as old as my dad.
Dude, yeah, I follow him on Insta, and I'm just like, that guy's fucking fit, and he's running around doing his own stunts and shit, doing other people's stunts just to fuck with them. Be like, yeah, you need a stunt man? I'll do your stunts for you.
I'm the stunt man for the stunt man.
Yeah.
This guy's a pussy.
I think that he has a stuntman, but he does the stuntman stunts.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they
basically does his own stunts.
He does his own stunts, but they have to pay the stuntman. So he's actually just helping the economy. He's that kind of guy. He's a nice guy. I'm looking forward to talk to him again. He was a great interview. So, yes. Anyway.
I want stuntmen to enter the gig economy. I want to be able to get a stuntman.
Just get a stuntman?
Just get one.
Like Uber stunt?
Yeah, Uber stunt.
And just like... Yeah,
like my marriage isn't going so good, and I'd really like to just roll out of the car and let the car hit a tree and explode and pretend I'm dead. Can we Uber stunt this?
Yeah, 90% of their money would come from people faking their own deaths. Yeah,
a lot of cars blowing up on the highway today.
Yeah, we got another 60 cars on the 405 exploding. Oh man, yeah.
Uber stunt.
Let's do it. See, we're creating new content all the time.
Yeah, I just feel like you don't want to go to like a wedding that weekend and you go up on your roof and you're like, honey, I'm just gonna like adjust the antenna for the TV because we still have TV antenna. Yeah, and you go over the edge. Uber stunt comes up, dresses you from behind, and then you say below, and he falls.
Yeah, and then you hop a fucking plane to Cancun. They have a coffin with a false bottom and a tunnel, so that you can also bury the stuntman for an extra $5. And then you bury the stuntman.
Ooh, I've got a coupon code.
Yeah, I get buried for free. Free burial. God damn it, that's the worst part of the job.
Yeah, I want this now. Yeah. I guess not to like deceive my wife, but there's other things you can do.
Oh, you can deceive
out of work.
Deceiving people though.
You can make your kids think you're dead.
Daddy got you, didn't he?
Couldn't make it to your birthday party.
I gave the eulogy.
Yeah, you can't make. You have a busy. You have a board meeting that day. And you can't make it to your son's funeral, and he's having a party with cake, all of his friends. His mom's there.
Wait, you just said you can't make it to your son's funeral.
Can't make it to it.
No, you said you can't make it to your son's funeral.
No, birthday party. Birthday party.
I thought that's maybe what you meant, but maybe you have different funerals than I do.
No birthday party.
I really wanted to go. There's going to be cake at this
birthday party. You hire the Uber stunts to basically pick up your car at your work. Drive all the way to your house for the birthday party, not funeral.
Yep.
And he just crashes into the elm across the street into a ball of fire. Gets out of the car on fire, you know. Falls on the ground flat and just smolders. And then, like, your son knows there's a good reason why you didn't make it to the party.
Daddy? But in the meantime, you're at that board meeting.
You're crushing it. You're making money for him to live in that giant mansion.
Exactly. That you're not allowed to go back to
and
now
to replace the neighbor's elm.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, we got elm insurance.
Oh, and your car.
Yeah. Uber stunt, elm insurance. Yeah, it's an expensive endeavor. The least of which money goes to the
1%er thing.
Yeah, that's weird. Yeah, because I mean, I'm also guessing stunt people make plenty of money in Hollywood already.
No,
so
gig economy. That's how they survive now.
Yeah, exactly. It's like
$20 at a time. $20 at a time.
Yeah, and then they just get up and then deliver their Uber Eats. They're doing the multiple gig economy thing. So they get up and they're smoldering, just delivering somebody their pad thai.
Oh, they bring your wife pad thai instead of dying in front of her, and you have to like put in a complaint through the app.
But the guy looks a lot like you. Dressed in what you left for work for with that morning.
Why did you bring me? Should you be at work? Why did you bring me pad thai? Do you have a Russian accent now?
Yeah, oh shit! Just jumps in the car, slams into the elm tree, and this isn't okay. Honey.
Yeah, it mixes up Uber Eats and Uber. I like that.
And then just she gets a thing on her phone. It says, "Rate me, please," and just sends out 5 stars. Bing. and him just giving a thumbs up from the lawn, smoldering.
Yeah.
I'm like, am I rating you for the pad thai or the elm crash?
The elm crash was pretty epic.
Yeah, but the pad thai's dry. It's not my fault. I just delivered it. Shut up, corpse.
So the episode title, Stunt Uber? Stunt?
Uber Stunt.
Uber Stunt.
Yeah.
I think that works for now.
Yeah, that sounds good.
All right, so that is the end of my segment for the movie I chose. Movies, this time. I would like to say, watch them like we said, as a distraction while you're doing dishes, arting, working, background noise. Fun to watch, though. Definitely check out the koala part. That's my favorite part.
Koalas are creepy anyway.
And I think that brings us to what I titled in our show notes, the summer roundup for web droppings, because not every story here is timely.
Yeah, I did at least, I moved the most timely ones to the top. And by the looks of it, we're probably going to just get to those anyway, but I will still read off the last couple. These are the last couple of stories, or it might be the last 3 stories or 4 stories, whatever, I don't know. I'll at least read off so people know these are stories that we may have, I wouldn't say necessarily missed. We probably had them on a previous, web droppings that we just never got to.
They were web droppings I saved that never made it to show notes.
Yeah, I definitely remember the Chucky one I actually had as a story at one point. Almost added and then removed.
I figure we're getting close to the end of summer. We're moving into Halloween season. We're probably going to go even harder on the horror for the next bit. Yeah. So this is it's a good roundup. Yeah. You have the first one, Jer?
Yes, that's right. I've got the. This is people are getting their semen turned into jewelry. A Canadian sculptor Amanda Booth refers to the customs products as jizz jewelry.
It's better than getting your jewelry turned into semen.
Yeah, that's true.
That's some weird alchemy.
Yeah. Come on, Rumpelstiltskin, what do you got? I got that straw into gold, not fucking jewelry into come. All right, try harder, Rumpel. And then, anyway. Jeweler in Canada begun making custom products out of semen sent from customers. Now, Amanda Booth accepts samples of semen sent to her that she then dehydrates, turns into a powder before turning them into wearable beads or trinkets that can be attached to necklaces and bracelets. The way she does it, she actually mixes it with the clay that then she dehydrates, mixes it with the clay, and then makes something out of clay. But she actually had to do a bit of trial and error. I'm guessing probably with her, very
we need more cum.
Yeah, willing boyfriend or husband or partner. I fucked
up this whole batch of bangles. I need more cum.
Yeah, I don't think they'll notice if we swap out your cum for theirs. It's okay, honey.
So who's buying these charm bracelets? Kids? Does that make me a pedophile? No, honey.
No, it's fine. Probably. It's a gray area.
What's the company called? Kids for Kids?
Yeah. Oh, God.
I'm wearing 20 million dead kids. These are promises that were never realized.
These should have ended up on tits.
Oh, Jimmy, we got to really get you off HBO Max. You've been watching way too much Euphoria.
This is how teenagers act. Anyway, Booth reportedly tested the process on her husband initially, using samples to check how much would be needed for the right amount of powder to turn the semen into jewelry. Eventually, through a bit of trial and error, again, a completely drained husband who didn't actually... I'm hoping at least he got a little out of it. Like, oh, can we at least have sex and I'll pull out and, plop it in a fucking test tube or whatever. I'm guessing that doesn't have to be, just... squeegee.
He just calls the area between her tits the lab. Gonna drop a sample off of the lab.
Yep. So through a bit of trial and error, the Canadian determined that at least a teaspoon of the stuff is enough to do for the semen to clay ratio needed. So you should be able to pop that out pretty quick.
Teaspoon per necklace?
So it's, that would be...
Wait. Do they make pearl necklaces? See what I'm doing here?
I saw that as one of the headline jokes. So actually, I
haven't read the story, so I'm proud of myself.
I did Google
pearl necklaces.
I did Google
How'd that research go?
Well, I came out of there literally about 45 minutes later,
and able to make my own my own bangles.
But yeah, I actually Googled this because I'm like, this sounds like one of those fake stories. So I Googled it, and granted, just because it's been picked up by a lot of other raggy spots doesn't mean it's necessarily true, but it seemed like it
just because it's on the Daily Mail doesn't mean it's fake.
It's like, the Daily Mail and the New York Post have it, then that has to be true. No, they're the same garbage, but we get a lot of stuff from them because they also just don't have any journalistic integrity and just report on the dumbest.
Those are the two most sourced news sources on conspiracy subreddit, like our conspiracy. They are the two most sourced. That and the Mirror.
Yeah.
I love it.
Tabloids.
It might as well just be the Sun or the Inquirer.
They're tabloids. They're essentially, yeah. So yeah, she posted the process on TikTok, and now a bunch of people have been requesting it, but also apparently, from what I was reading on the internet, other people have been also trying to essentially recreate it, like on their own. Like, why go out to Etsy or whatever and get my cum jewelry? Or just jewelry, she puts for the alliteration, which I appreciate. When I just make it at home, DIY jewelry. Yeah. I mean, I don't got no man.
Do it yourself cup. Isn't that how it's done?
Yeah. Generally,
I'm very lonely.
Yeah.
All cum in my house is DIY.
I've never done it with anybody else. Anyway,
does Virgin cum pay more?
Yeah. So
is there a difference?
They did say that
you can hear the cum cry.
Oh God!
I'm 50. When I come, it comes.
Yeah.
But it cries. It's where I cry.
Yeah.
It really sits here and weeps as it dies.
Yeah. I just call my son adult cum. That's not okay, sir. Oh man. Anyway, so she says they process
all babies are cum babies.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, cum babies, and they become cum adults.
Yeah. Your logic's sound. I'm just backing you up.
Cum baby. Come preteen, come teenager, come... Yeah, I mean, I guess young adults in there somewhere, but whatever. Those are, like, essentially teenagers, and then a little bit...
Well, they read the YA books.
They do, yeah. There's really YA is just a literary...
Come YA.
Yeah, come YA. And then come adult, and then come geriatric.
Come boomer.
Yep. Yeah, come boomer. That's more of a...
That's only if you were from that generation.
That's a generational come, yeah. There's cum X,
cum Zoomer,
cum millennial. All that. We can keep going, but we're not going to because we just literally just named all the ones that matter. The greatest cum generation.
Wait, no, you got the new one coming up. Cum Y? I don't know why I'm throwing a question mark on, but it's a Y.
But we already had Gen Y. Gen Y is millennials.
X, Y, Z. Wait, so...
Z's the last letter in the alphabet.
What happens after Z?
We start going to numbers, I guess. I don't know. I guess like double A. But remember, like, it never used to be like, it wasn't until Gen X when they actually started, like, lettering them.
Yeah.
And that was because it's, like, Generation X.
I forgot that millennials
because, like,
were
the
Y.
forgotten
That's why
generation.
I thought Y was still
and then
up for grabs. And I know it's out of order, but I thought it was up for grabs.
No, and then they just started naming them, like, lettering them after that. Well, okay, after X is Y, and after that is Z, but that's why there's millennials and Zoomers, right? So
I wonder what people being born right now are, then. I guess we won't know until episode 500.
I guess, we're gonna have to find out. We're gonna give them some kind of name. I mean, there was Boomers, which were not a lettered generation.
Sorry. And then that's it. Generation sorry.
Then there was the greatest generation.
All of us did this to you.
Oh,
everyone before you did this to you.
Yeah, generation.
Why can't I drink the water? Sorry.
Generation
sorry.
Yeah. Generation short-lived.
Why does the air burn?
Sorry. So apparently they process these at the end of the day. She says, otherwise we're sitting in the smell all day. And it's just, we did it in the morning one day, and it was just like, no, I'm never doing that again. Booth pill device. Fresh samples are one thing, but when they've been in the mail for a little bit, I mean, it smells like semen. You know what I mean?
In the mail.
First of all, it smells like semen. You know what I mean? I mean,
all
I guess
been in the mail.
Do. Yeah, it's true.
But
oh my God! You know what?
But
canceled. After all the things we've said over all the years, this is what gets us canceled.
This is it. This is the thing.
Okay.
A bad dad joke about cum.
One too many dad jokes? Okay.
Maybe you can't make a dad joke about cum because dad jokes inherently should be heard by family.
Yeah, so it's
making a cum joke in front of your family.
Sort of like by proxy.
You just get canceled as the dad of that family.
Yeah, you just got dad canceled. Now you got to like call in your Uber stunt and get like a stunt dad.
Die, yeah.
Oh my God, Stunt Dad. Is there a movie
I'm just going to go kill myself.
Is there a movie called Stunt Dad? There should be. If there's not, there needs to be a movie called Stunt Dad with like The Rock or something like that, or Chris Kattan. Stunt Dad.
Stunt Dad, the movie.
It's an Urban Dictionary. A man who pretended to be a good dad to pick up women. Oh, okay. Actually, that's kind of cool. Stunt Dad, he pretends to be a dad to pick up women. I don't know. I don't see...
there's a stuntdad.com with a contact page. Contact Stunt Dad. Stunt Dad headquarters. 218 McKinley Avenue, Geneva, Illinois.
Okay.
Email him at hq@stuntdad.com.
I like it.
We're going to hire a stunt dad.
I think we need to hire a stunt dad because you were just talking about the stunt the stunt economy, gig economy. This might be the start of it.
Oh, he has a good website too.
Stunt dad website? Okay.
Well, he has like his emails, his address, all of his emails, and then fax. And says, due to our lack of access to a time machine, we no longer have the ability to go back to 1986 to use a fax machine. We apologize for any inconvenience this might cause you. And then below it, smoke signals. Big puff, little puff, little puff, big puff, big puff.
Oh, I like this. I like the Stunt Dad Manifesto.
Oh, okay. Owl. That's right. We like Harry Potter. You got something to say about that? Is it wrong for a grown man to appreciate the challenges of a young boy coming to his own and eventually saving the entire wizarding world, if not for our own muggle world from the destruction of he who should not be named Voldemort? We are starting to think that you might not be the kind of person we want to talk to. Wait, come back. We're sorry. It's just that we just finished the final movie and wow, wipes tears away from my eyes. Okay, anyway, sorry about that. It was very unprofessional. We don't have an owl. This is not real. It is just from a children's movie.
I love this. I'm going to actually, I'm going to read a little bit about
it. Keeps going. Mental telepathy, the stunt light, like a bat signal.
Oh.
He has product reviews. Wow, yeah, this is I'm saving this.
Here's Meet the Stunt Dads. All right, Stunt Chad, years of stunthood forged, danger level 2, special skills can make any household object into a toy. Creed, the only thing you can control is how you choose to respond. Stunt Fam, etc. Stunt Pete, years of stunthood 2, danger level 2, special skill can diaper anything. Creed, show up, shut up, and wear beige, which is pretty great. Stunt Ben, years of stunthood 3, danger level 2, special skill can juggle anything. Kids, balls, adults. I don't do kittens. Anything can be solved with food, is his creed. And Uncle Terry. Not a stunt Terry, just Uncle Terry. Years of stunthood 0, danger level 0. Skills, not impregnating the lady folks during lovemaking. Creed, bartender, Jameson Rocks, and Budweiser for me, and a Kettle One, and a soda for the lady. Yeah.
There's also a manifesto.
I saw the manifesto.
We are Stunt Dad. Being a father is a lot like getting shot out of a cannon.
So
no matter
like
what you do to prepare for it, all you can do is strap on a helmet and hope for the best. Our mission is to ensure that you have all the information you need to survive the day-to-day explosions of fatherhood. This means that we'll be providing you with tips, tricks, product reviews, product recommendations, and our perspective on fatherhood. We hope that we are being the best dad that we can be. We care about the impact we make. We are the voice of reason. We are the voice of the common dad. We are here for you. We are Stunt Dad.
I like it. I'm glad this is interesting. I like the fact that we stumbled on Stunt Dad here.
Fun little site. Yeah. Stunt Dad.
That did bring us to the end of the show. But I am going to read off the rest of the web droppings for the summer roundup in case people want to go and do a little bit of their own digging. And obviously, feel free to chime in with any details of any of these if you feel like there's a couple of things people need to know. But an AI rapper was signed to a record deal. This is actually
FN Mecca.
Yeah, FN Mecca, and all. It was
his Instagram and
technically the rapper itself, the person. There's a person doing the rapping, but the lyrics were written by an AI. Yep. So. With nothing changed.
It's got a Gorillaz twinge to it, if you will.
I didn't actually hear any of it.
Gorillaz are no, not musically. I mean, more like the idea that the Gorillaz are a virtual band.
Oh, the virtual band. Yeah. And again, this is just like the lyrics, but obviously the beats and the actual rapping itself is done by somebody else, but they let the lyrics be dictated by an AI. Canadian cricket conspiracy in London, Ontario. There is a cricket factory. Not cricket the game, but cricket as in they essentially they don't manufacture crickets, but they raise crickets for now just livestock eating purpose. Like your snake needs a cricket or whatever. And they used to make them for human consumption as well, and that led to a bunch of conspiracies being spit out very quickly because people were like, yeah, the New World Order or the fucking World Economic Fund is my cat's trying to kill you now.
Yeah, this is fun.
Yeah, is trying to. Anyway, photos of real-life Chucky go viral online after residents spotted him roaming on Alabama neighborhood. This is one of the ones we alluded to missing over the summer, or rather not having time to get to, I should say. And that's essentially it.
We didn't get to that fucking story.
It was actually like a really creepy fucking Chucky doll costume, and like walking around being photographed, and like really fucking creepy, like broad daylight, but like creepy.
Speaking of which, the show Chucky, which
I've still not seen, which is so stupid. I still have not seen it.
Best horror show of 2021.
I gotta watch it.
And it's coming back 2022.
Yeah, it did really well. I was glad to hear that it's coming back, and I do need to watch that one. I got to put that on my short list.
Hands down, the best horror show of the year.
I hardly ever watch like horror shows. I just need to like get off my ass and to fucking just put a couple on because I can binge those. And anyway, Russia says it's losing because Ukraine has experimental mutant troops created in secret biolabs. This was much earlier in the year, probably June, July, or something like that. And I actually didn't read the story, so I don't know anything more about that. But it sounds pretty self-explanatory from the headline, anyway, or the dropping line. So that's what we had for stories. That's what we had for our summer roundup. That's what we had for movie stuff. Tune in again next week, where we will be talking about my movie. I'm gonna give you a little hint. It has something to do with cults. So, and I hope that I stick to the one that I picked.
It's about Trump.
yeah, precisely. It's not. So you can actually tune in and listen and have a good time, because we're not going to get political with anything. I'm going to talk about a cult that is not Trump, and we'll have a great time doing that. And in the meantime, y'all get lost.
Get lost.